Hello everyone, we're going to try some more coordinate geometry. This is the second warm-up. Hopefully you've tried it yourself first. And if you haven't, you can always pause the screen, give it a go, and then see how you went. So first question says, plot the tables of values on the number plane below and join the dots to make a straight line. Remember to extend your line. Let's do the first one. We'll do it in green. So here we go. The point is -2, -5. So we go to the x first, go across to -2, down to -5, put a dot. Next point is -1, -4. So we go across to the x-axis first, down to the y-axis to -4, put a dot. Next one, 3, -0. It's 0, in the middle, and then down to -3, put a dot. Last one, 1, -2. So you go across to 1 on the x-axis, down to -2. And there's the dots, and we want to join it up. Get your ruler, make a straight line, and extend beyond just the dots that we've got. You want to keep going to the width of your XY plane. Now, there are two lines, so we need to distinguish which one's width. That one's A, so I'll call it A. Second one, let's go for bright blue. The first point is -1, 1. So I go across to, first of all, cross on the x-axis -1, then up to 1 on the x-axis, on the y, well, up to 1 on the y-axis. There's the point. Now, next one is 0, 3. So 0 first, go right bang smack in the middle, then up to 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. There's the dot. Then 1, 5. So we go across to 1 first on the x-axis, crossways, then up to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the last one is 2, 7. So we go across to 2 and then up to 7. Now I could fit that in there. You don't have to. If you haven't got room, you don't have to put every dot. We just need enough dots to draw the straight line. We've got 3 dots, so that will do it. So let's get the line drawn that way. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to go down, and you guys will be using a ruler and go the width and length of your XY plane. So that's B. This is the second line. Okay, now let's try question 2. We're going to complete the table of values for this rule, y equals 3x plus 2. So we're going to replace the x with the different values that we've got here. The first one is -1. So we're going to say y equals 3 times -1 plus 2. So y equals, now 3 times -1 is -3 plus 2. -3 plus 2 is -1. So that is what we put there. Okay, next one. We now want to use 0. So we go y is equal to 3 times 0 plus 2. Well, 3 zeros are 0, so the answer is just 2. Okay, get rid of that. Next one we want to use is x equals 1. So that means we now go y equals 3 times 1 plus 2. Now 3 ones are 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Get rid of that. Last one we want to do now is x equals 2. So that we've got y equals 3 times 2, which is 6. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. We've completed the table of values. Let's do this one. The rule's different this time. Now we've got the rule. It says y is equal to -2. Remember, it's times x plus 1. Now the first thing we're going to do is let the x be -1. So we're going to say y is equal to -2 times -1 plus 1. Now this -2 times -1 bit here is actually equal to 2, because -2 times 1 is 2. So it's 2 plus 1. So the answer is 3. So we're just going to get rid of that first. Then we'll put the answer 3 there. Oh, get rid of that working. Let's do the next one. Now we want x to be 0. Now this one's a good one because it doesn't matter when you've got -2 times 0, it will just be 0. So that one, let's go back to the purple pen. So this means if we're letting x equals 0, Minus 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is just 1. Next one, we want x to be 1. So we're saying y equals minus 2 times 1 plus 1. So minus 2 times 1 is just minus 2. Add another 1 is minus 1. Okay, last one, we want to let x equal 2. So the equation is y equals minus 2 times 2. We've replaced x with 2 plus 1. Work this bit out. What is minus 2 times 2? It's minus 4 plus 1. Minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. And that's what we put in here, minus 3. So, and we get working. Oh, put that in there. Okay. Now, oh, I missed the minus 3 is gone. Next one. Find the rule for question 1A and 1B. So I've repeated them here so you can see them. Now, with the rule, when we know that we're going up by 1 every time here, and we are, from minus 2 to minus 1, we've gone up 1, gone up 1, gone up 1. What are we doing here? So minus 5 to minus 4, we've gone up 1. Minus 4 to minus 3, we've gone up 1. Minus 3 to minus 2, we've gone up 1. Now the rules for finding a rule of a straight line, it fits this thing. And whatever we're going up by goes in front of the x, and then we have to add a number at the end. So this number here that we've gone up by every time, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, is the number that goes in this box. So this number is 1x, because it's gone up by that every time. Now, what's this number here on the end, where the question mark is? Well, if I look at where x equals 0, so go back over here and look at where x equals 0, and what does that give us? It's minus 3. So that's the number that goes here on the end. So rather than no, we can say that this number on the end is minus 3. So if I was to write that more clearly, I would write y is equal to 1x, or just x, minus 3. Now let's test it. Let's see if it works. We don't have to test it more. Let's test here with x equals 1. 1 minus 3 should give us minus 2. It works. Okay, what about we test with 0? 0 minus 3 should give us minus 3. It works. What if we can even test the minus 1 if we want? Minus 1 take away 3 is minus 4. It works. Okay, the last thing to do is to try with part B. And again, let's just check that we're going up by 1 every time. We're going up by 1 every time at the top. We have to be able to do that before we can see what's happening at the bottom. At the bottom this time though, what's happening here? We're going from 1 to 3, so we've gone up by 2. 3 to 5 is 2, and 5 to 7 is 2. Now, remember the rule is y equals something times x plus a number. Now, the something times x is whatever we're doing here at the bottom. Whatever we're doing here at the bottom is the number that's times x. So that number is a 2 in this case. And then we have to work out, well, what are we adding here? And this one, we've got to go to where x equals 0. And that tells us. Go over here at x equals 0, and it's 3. So the rule should be y equals 2x plus 3. Now let's test it. I'll test it with a different color. So let's test the 2 first. So y equals 2 times 2, which gives us 4, plus 3, which is 7. That works. Okay, great. Let's test 1. Y equals 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3 gives us 5. It works. We can test the 0 again. 2 zeros are 0, plus 3 is 3. That works. We can even test the negative. Y equals 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, plus 3. Minus 2 plus 3 gives us 1. It works. There's the rule. We're done.